Here we go then, the Create Series Clipbook is back. And today, although there isn't that many clips to review, there's quite a lot to talk about, more than you would expect. Let's get into it. Now, of course, the big thing of the race was that there was a wildcard which switched the tracks after qualifying, which I quite liked, especially the video process. But there's been some debate as to whether that was the right choice, including the Parc Ferme, also the big delay, and also my fast restart. So first of all, the wildcard. Honestly, I liked it. There was a few people complaining that, oh, you know, not on a race weekend because it was the Hungarian Grand Prix. We qualified at Hungary. Why switch to Monza? But there was also people moaning that Hungary was going to be a dead race. I honestly didn't mind. I don't think we have to run the real life weekend, especially if it kind of morphs anyway. I thought that bit was completely fine. I'd be happy to see that back in the future. But then we did have the quite big delay. So for some reason, it was about, I haven't even looked, but 15 minutes, 20 minutes maybe even after qualifying, we eventually revealed the wild card. That was the big thing that let it down, really, operationally. I don't know why that was that massive delay. That was just too long. We all finished qualifying. Like, right, so what's the wild card then? Then that's all having to wait there. Thousands of people in total across all the streams having to wait there for like 15 minutes for the just get on with it. It should be ready to go, revealed within a few minutes of quali finishing. Boom, let's get on with it. So then, of course, we then get into the first lobby, which fails. So then we restart. Now, bearing in mind in the first lobby, there was 5.5 minutes delay between us loading into the race and us starting to drive, or at least readying up. Ages, right? Because obviously we hadn't raced at Monza, people were finding their setups, figuring out strategy. Like, fine, okay, fine. It was a long time, but like, fine, whatever. It wasn't that, it didn't feel that long at the time. So then I think, well, we don't need to wait the usual gentleman's agreement of 2 minutes to restart. So I just basically did my stuff. I loaded my setup. I set my strategy to what I wanted it. I adjusted my fuel, and then I pressed go. And then on top of that, everyone gets 30 seconds. So I pressed go after 50 seconds. That's how long it took me to do all my things. And then you get an extra 30 seconds. Everyone else had up to 1 minute 20 to do all their things. My word, was that uproar after the race about this once again. Now, look, I do get it. Like, apparently there was a couple people that didn't manage to do it in time, okay? Obviously, it's frustrating for them. I get it. Fair enough. Fine. I just genuinely, at the time, didn't even cross my mind that people would not be finished. Because, again, it's not like I skipped stuff and I pressed OK straight away. I did my stuff and then just pressed ready. They get an extra 30 seconds on top of that. I thought, come on, guys, let's get on with it. We've already waited. It was 35 minutes at the time, I think, between the end of quali and where we were. So I was like, let's get racing, for God's sake. I don't know. It was just a misjudgment by me, basically. I thought there's no way that people wouldn't be ready as we've just done a race start. But somehow they weren't. Anyway. So yeah, then into the race itself. This is the worst start you will ever see in the F1 game. In terms of off the grid, at least.
Thanks,
Look,
Gillon.
bit too much throttle. Applies more throttle. Lots of wheel spin. How do you fix lots of wheel spin? I know, more throttle. Bring on the throttle. And look, he always spins. I don't know what the hell he's doing. He just absolutely floored it. He's gone mental. But anyway, he gets going reasonably nicely. Feeds it down into turn one. Nothing wrong here. All good. A little bit of contact there, but doesn't mean anything. All good, all good. But then, bit of drama in front and boop.
Oh, for the love of God.
Wing damage. Wing damage. Now, obviously, barring his terrible start, Adam didn't do anything wrong there. But let's have a look what did happen, shall we? Let's have a look at Meraki. Down into turn one. All good. Getting it stopped. And then just gets pushed wide here. Like, no, honestly, yep. I don't believe he's done anything wrong at all at that point. Like, what more can he do here? He's coming into it. He's not 3 wide yet, but also, like, they're right there. I guess you could say he could have gone a bit more in the middle to try and block people rather than being so far right. But, yeah, that's nitpicking, I think. He has gone to the inside. So, Guat sends it around his outside. They're then 3 wide, which in a chicane rarely works. And then Raki just gets shoved off. Like, I don't think he does anything wrong. Just gets shoved off. Yep. Now, what I will say, though, from here, technically he does nothing wrong. The problem is, obviously, now he's massively out of sync. He's slow, he's got grassy tyres, and he's basically off the track. So now, obviously, everyone else's momentum over him isn't necessarily going to be judging him from their point of view, effectively rejoining the track. Even if technically he's not, he basically ends up having to rejoin here. So now he's kind of straddling. He's got 2 people. Yeah, he's got 2 people to his left, and he just ends up stuck on the grass. And I don't think it was his fault, because like, what else is he meant to do? He's been shoved off here through no fault of his own, not being aggressive, shoved off. What's he meant to do? Just drive off the track and wait till everyone's gone past? Well, no. Yep. I don't think he does anything wrong, but it's just, with him effectively doing a rejoin, it just causes a bit of carnage. Let's have a look a little bit further back. First up with Guat, who is the one that sends it around his outside. You see that he's always alongside him. They outbrake Raz in nicely. And then from here, it just... You can't really back out from here when you're this far alongside. Honestly, you just get your tyres hooked. The only thing Watts did is he could have gone left a bit earlier. He does go a little bit wide here. Like here, he should be going further left than he is. But if you look, he's actually wider than I've gone in front, even though we were too wide in front. So he has gone a little bit wide, but you're 3 wide. It's just,
oh my God,
I don't think he's anything wrong. But his reaction is great.
See you in a bit, buddy.
See you in a bit, buddy. He's loving that he shoved him off. I love that. Let's go aboard, though, with Lolly. He doesn't do anything wrong, just like Baraki. Nothing really wrong. Same sort of thing here. They're 3 wide, but if you look, they actually managed to survive it, but it's because they weren't wheel tool going into the corner. Here, he's got half left. He can't do anything here. This contact is inevitable. But from here, he could go further left. You can't really see it because of his OSD and stuff. But look at his wheel, or I guess look at his wheel here. He should be making more of an effort now to go further left because there's 2 cars alongside him. They're right there. And when you get caught on each other in this game, you're caught on each other and that's it. Look, why is his wheel straight? He should be really cranking the lock on to try and unhook everybody. And he doesn't really do that. He's just driving straight and controlling oversteer when he needs to. And eventually, with that last slide, he then gets them loose. So, again, Lolly doesn't do anything wrong to get in that situation. But once he was in that situation, he could have done more to go further left. But it's just, the whole thing is just a massive racing incident, honestly. And one more POV. Let's look at Vince's POV. Same thing here. You see Meraki get shoved off there. And then there, Vince should have never been here. But again, like, Jake's so slow here. What's he supposed to do? Just stop and wait behind him? Like... And now the problem is there's nothing Vince can do. He is a passenger. But again, it's the kind of Jake rejoin that effectively sort of causes it all. Just a big, there's a C word there somewhere, I think. It's not that one. But where they all add up together, it's the something effect. Concertina! Thank you, Kirill. I knew there was a C word somewhere, not that one. Concertina effect, effectively, because they all just end up bunched up and it spawns to turn 1. There you go. We ended up recovering from that blue screen of death then. But Lolly here, look, it just leaves this door wide open. Of course you're going to go into that because they're going to break early. Lolly should be much further over and just kind of sit in the middle so that people don't want to come down your inside because you're just asking for it there. The door's wide open. I don't know why Lolly's leaving that door so wide open. Of course Vince comes through it, gets it stopped nicely. There's absolutely nothing wrong. And then, none of it causes it. No single thing that people have done have caused anything. Oh yeah, his reaction then, by the way, is great.
I'm stuck. Help! Mum!
Completely bad reaction. Once he's in there, once he's here, there's nothing he can do. Just call for mum. Call for mum. That's the only thing you can do in this situation. Right. Anyway, let's move on. Now, this is actually a clip of me because I didn't like how damn early Kai started playing DRS games. Look at the lap counter in the top left. We've just started lap 4 of a 100% 53 lap race. And Kai is already choosing to sit in P2. The only time it makes sense to do this is if you're in the train and you're worried about dropping out of that train because you battle. So, for example, let's say I go for it on Kai here and GB leads. Obviously, if we battle loads and GB runs away, that's it. GB's gone. So that's not necessarily smart unless you're confident you can get the overtake done cleanly while not losing the DRS train, especially at Monza. So, like, in the pack, it kind of makes some sense just to try and be a bit smart. When you're leading the pack, though, get on with it. Let's have some fun. Go for some overtakes. I can't believe he chooses to sit there. Really like. And I comment on there live. He just chooses, and he does this for so long. From lap 4, for so long. GB was even surprised that he wasn't coming through him. All the way up to lap 20. Now, obviously, not every lap he had an opportunity to overtake him, yada, yada, yada. But this is a good example here because I'm pushing him. I'm trying to make something happen here. So I'm pushing him. I'm burning battery. He's having to watch me. He's having to burn in return. And look what Kai does in response. He's just desperate. Look. He's just, no, look. Massive lift to coast. Don't want to overtake GB. Don't want to overtake GB. What are you doing? Come on. That's, if I've ever seen anti-content, that is anti-content. Go have some fun. It's not that deep. Doesn't matter that much. But I was amazed he was doing it this early. Last 10 laps. I get it. Try and sit behind, get the win on the last lap. Like, I do get it. As much as that's still slightly anti-content, you're then much closer to the finish, much more likely to benefit from doing this. But on lap 4, I mean, come on, let's get on with it. This is GB, Kai, and Tuki. Now, this, of course, is how I got away. So Tuki, I've just overtaken him. In fact, let's look at my overtake on Tuki before we look at this. That would have been on lap 26. I'm a lot quicker. I'm like, okay, we need to nail him. We need to not get held up behind him. So I choose to sit behind here. Look, going to none very, very early in the straight. Choosing to sit behind, going, all right, let's make sure we get down the main straight. I don't want to risk anything. I then get the exit, the usual battery that I've got to get him. He's burning a lot of battery here. He's trying to kind of defend. He kind of comes across there, which I found a bit weird. But other than that, it's for position. He's entitled to use his battery. I think it's a bit of a strange decision. It's great series. It's fine. I'll get the inside, go back down to none. No, I've got a lot more grip. So I outbreak him, get it stopped, and that's GG's. I never see Tukey again, right? So that's what I did. That is not what happens between these guys. So basically, before this, the same things happened, right? Tukey's burnt his battery. He stayed in my DRS for a lap, but he's burnt his battery to make sure that he's defending from GB. So GB's, I'm going to say, getting annoyed.
Everything again. Wow.
You see his reaction there, like a bit surprised, and yeah, it is fair enough, but like he's a bit like, what are you doing? It's a bit odd. Again, nothing against Tukey. He's completely entitled to do this. Honestly, I think GB makes a mistake here because Tukey goes deep here. He's on old tyres, by the way. Did I even mention that before? I don't know if I did. Sorry, I kind of assumed you knew what was happening at this point. He's on old tyres. We've all pit, so we're a lot faster. Tukey has a bad Ascari. So the GB decides to go now, which is the exact opposite of what I did. And it ultimately results in Tukey coming back through. So I actually think this is GB's mistake more than it is Tukey battling hard. Of course, it takes two to tango, but still. Because Tukey, look, just comes blasting straight back through. GB kind of has a little look there, but Tukey ends up running deep, bit of contact. And now he's through, and now that is finally game over. But GB just misjudged it. This is important. That's why I burned all of my battery to get Tukey. Similar sort of logic to against Tukey. I'm going, I've got to get him. Even though I haven't got much battery, I don't want to sit behind him. GB's only 3 seconds away at this point. I've got to go. So literally burn everything absolutely everything I had. And then only just get to him and outbreak him. Because I know how important it is to get him. So GB just misjudges it a little bit, honestly. I'm calling this my overtake of the week. It's probably a sign of the quality of the race. But Tukey, to be fair, on old tyres, makes it happen. Fair play. He's perfectly entitled to do that. GB made the mistake by allowing him to stay there. And he gets with the DRS straight. Okay, you're fine. He loses it through the next corner, so you may not even be able to call out an overtake. But technically, look, red proximity arrow, no longer red. Overtake done. Bit of contact there, but that's just nothing at all. You see he burns a bit of battery, but he's got no battery left now. He's literally burning everything he's got. Remember Kai from earlier on? Mr. Sit Behind? Now, this is a bit less clear-cut. For me, though, honestly, I'm amazed. He had such a ginormous run on GB. I cannot believe he chose to lift and sit behind. So look at this. Because he had to actually get Tukey. Look at the run he's got on GB. Look at that. If he goes to the outside there, he gets a clean overtake done. I think he's like 3 quarters ahead before the braking zone. GB would back out because he would be worried about trying to catch me, and that'd be GG's. Kai again choosing to sit behind GB. It's dangerous, that, genuinely, because if GB breaks a bit early, bang, he loses a wing. But yeah, honestly, I think that was a GB mistake more than anything. Now, Scott versus Adam. There's 3 parts to it this week. 3 parts. This is part 1. I am just behind them at this stage. You can see I'm the McLaren there. So I'm coming up to overtake them. Now, I know Scott and Adam. And I know that Scott and Adam like to go to town on each other. You heard. No correction. I was very wary that they would have an incident I'd get involved with or not realize I was there or whatever. And I wasn't much faster than them. If we were close to the end of the race, I would have chosen to sit behind them because I didn't want anything to do with this. I was comfortably leading at this point. I wanted nothing to do with it, but I didn't have the gap to be able to sit behind. So I was just doing my pace and I was slowly closing them. They haven't got blue flags yet, but listen to what Scott realizes here as he's on low fuel.
So if we get lapped, then I'm actually not that bad in the fuel situation. I can still beat you.
Hear that? If we get lapped, I'm actually not so bad on the fuel situation. I can still beat you because he's under-fueled. And he's realised, obviously, if he goes lapped, he has to do 1 less lap in the race.
So if I just kind of back you up into them.
Yeah, do it right now. Back me up into it right now.
Is it here?
Oh, you bastard!
No, I'm so sorry.
Oh!
Oh my god.
What? Why? Why?
As Adam wants me to bring up, he private messaged me and told me to bring this up. Where's your reaction times, bro? Yeah, chat's even saying, reaction time of an 80-year-old.
Right,
does he look away? Does he look at chat? Currently, he's looking right at Scott's rear end. He does look down. He does look a little bit down. Oh, he's looking down. He's looking at DRS, isn't he? He's watching the DRS, making sure he activates it in the right time. So he's looking at DRS, looking down, looks up, and then boom!
Oh, you bastard!
If you're looking here and you can't see here, I think you might need to go to Specsavers. So there's part 1 for you, right? There's part 1. That was start at lap 41. Let's get to part 2, lap 45. So I think they've kind of let each other catch each other again to have a bit of fun.
Okay.
You didn't even try to leave the space.
I went in a straight line.
Where are you?
I went in a straight line, and you decided to tap me around.
So, did Adam go in a straight line or did he turn it too early? Again, I genuinely haven't looked at this yet. I don't know.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks quite straight to me. Right now, my cursor's there, right? I'm gonna leave my cursor still. So he turns right a little bit there. Right a little bit more. And then straight. Yeah, he never goes left. He goes right only. And Scott's got plenty of room. So let's have a look at Scott's POV.
Okay.
You didn't even try to leave the space. You didn't even try to leave.
Didn't even try and leave this. I respect the try. I respect the attempt there. It's such a minor one, isn't it? It's such a stupidly minor one. I would guess he's expecting Adam to resume the racing line, but yeah, such a minor one, honestly. It's such a minor one. Do you know what isn't minor, though? Adam's spin, which was more or less on his own. He just locks the rears.
Okay.
That spin was caused by Adam locking his rears. He panicked because of the contact, round he goes. So the biggest mistake was still Adam's regardless. But yeah, honestly, that contact was fine. It was a little bit of contact, but no one died from it. It's fine. Adam spun on his own. Skill issue. Get good, Adam. Part 3, shall we? Part 3, the finale. Same corner, funnily enough. Bit more content. See, that time Adam did go right. Locks the rears again. He's quite rearward on the bias. I would recommend 53 or 54, Adam. So another lock of the rears there.
That's how you leave space, Adam. That's how you leave space.
That's how you leave. He's literally coaching him as he drives.
Right, I could just quickly get out of here.
Oh, you are just...
He says, if I could just, let me get the DRS back, please, right? So brakes to get the DRS. A little bit of DRS games there. Just to wind him up. And it works a treat. Check this out.
Come on.
Oh, no!
way.
Green flag. Okay, the safety car is out.
Did you just cause a safety car?
No, I didn't mean to do that.
Keep it close.
I told you, their rivalry is fantastic. I really do like Scott and Adam's rivalry. I think it's great fun. Let's see that from Scott's POV, shall we?
That
was genuinely quite nicely done. That was genuinely a good amount of space.
Right, if I could just quickly get that DRS back, please.
Oh, you are just...
If I could just quickly get that DRS back, please. It's not even the last lap. It's not near it. I love his webcam shake.
Okay, that was a nasty hit. Turn the engine off.
No way! Did you just cause a safety car?
Literally dying.
Do that.
Look how much fun these guys are having. This is literally the perfect essence of Creator Series to me. We obviously take it quite serious up the front, but this is literally the perfect essence of Creator Series. They're brake checking each other. They're having a bit of fun. They're laughing. He's just DNF'd out of the race. Have you ever seen a guy happier to crash out of a race before? He's buzzing. It's great. It's really, really good. I absolutely love these guys' rivalry. It's fantastic fun. Really good. We've definitely established that it is a rule that you're not allowed to illegally overtake a safety car, right? It's after I did it in Miami against Scottie. And then Admin Razin, we're going to call him, under the safety car, into the pit lane.
That does suck. Scottie.
You've got to give that position back, mate. We're under safety car conditions and you can't...
Illegal!
Turn the position.
Illegal! I have just seen a message though that said he let him back through. So let's see if he rectified it. Fair enough. Let me see this. Let me see this.
I'll give him the place back. Why can't I go track?
He gives the place back. Now he's got a 10. There we go. All right. So he does rectify it. Fair enough. Fair enough. You can't say fair on that. He rectifies it, but he has now got a 10, so he knows that he's fine anyway. Yeah, it's not that bad. It's not that deep. It is a bit odd though. What I will say, it is odd because Kai's under his delta at this point, which is why he has to slow down so much. Because Razin's still got quite a bit spare. They must be really close when the safety car got called. In fact, let's check, shall we? And as he goes past Kai, he's still got half a second spare. Oh, look, he's half a second under at this point. And then as Razin Kabas, he's only got 2/10. Kai's delta was genuinely slower than Razin's. What the hell? I've never seen that. Well, I probably have seen that, but I've never noticed it before. That's really odd. Anyway, right, couple more clips for you guys. We get Vince here. Going for it on the inside. Now, I want to see if this was legal or not.
Yeah, no room there, buddy. There's no room there. Okay, fair enough.
It just comes through anyway. I kind of respect it in Creator Series, to be honest. But then, unfortunately, goes deep. Lots of contact. And then I will say Matt212 doesn't make much effort, does he, to give Vince any room there. So then they end up 3 wide.
Love that. Couldn't have made it more obvious that I was defending the inside, but...
And I find that comment really interesting. I don't think that matters. It's almost like if you announce to everybody, guys, I'm going to defend the inside. That means they're not going to go for the inside. It doesn't matter. If you don't fully cover the inside, they're perfectly entitled to go for it, whether you intend to cover it or not.
What's going on?
There's a little bit of content there for Cover Grande. And then
Yeah, great.
full
Absolutely got
deletion.
rammed by the
Somehow
Haas.
Matt 212 survives that. But then does get some
Where
contact.
they come from?
But then here, it's
I
quite
couldn't
smart,
do
look.
anything
Those guys
there.
go
I had
deep.
the Haas down my
He's up the
inside.
inside. I'm not sure I'd have been backing out here, but Matt 212 does, and that's
That
probably
was
a smart decision, to be fair.
ridiculous.
So that is
God,
really
you
nice
pushed
racing
me
there. Here, to back out of that, beautiful.
was
Very
ridiculous.
smart. Very, very smart indeed. We're going to have to go find the other POVs manually. Hold on.
Just focus on the driving.
Completely fine.
Green flag.
100% completely fine. Matt 212 has not got a leg to stand on. Yes, he's intending to defend the inside, but I couldn't see more of a gap if I tried. And he comes over a bit more, but ultimately, Vince still keeps a wheel in the racetrack. Now it gets a bit more dodgy because obviously now we all know there's some grass coming up. So, but mind you, by my personal racing rules, he's now ahead. And you know me, the car ahead decides the line. I know not everyone agrees with that, but do you know what? Regardless of small technicalities like that, in general, this move is completely fine and should always be completely fine in Creator Series. Does that break itself though to turn one? Oh no, it's kind of a concealer effect in front. Someone loses a wing there. And then does, yeah, basically almost gets shoved off. Does he? I don't think Vince has anything wrong. He goes a bit deep turn one maybe, but he's trying to outbrake people around him. Nah, left a little bit of room on the inside. There we go. So we've got front row seats then to all that. Yeah, good. That gap was never really there, even though it looked like it. Oh, man. Also not wise. Yeah, backs out smartly. Smart so far. Now, they had a bit of a tiff afterwards about this bit of contact here.
Why is he driving into me?
I think that's completely fine, bearing in mind that Kai lives in Canada. Look at the gap to the edge of the track. Big gap, small gap. Bigger gap, small gap. I think it's Kai drifting around, added to it a bit of lag. I think that's all completely fine. Now, Matt 212 was pretty certain that Kai should have backed out here. I think we can safely say someone's got to back out. Vince was never going to back out here, right? Because he's so far ahead. There's definitely an argument to say that Kai should have backed out, but then he's also on the inside. So then you could say, well, Matt 212 could have backed out. You're in the middle. You don't want to be in the middle in a chicane. That's never going to work. Never in a million years. You'll have no control. I think either Matt or Kai could have backed out here. I think they both just decided they weren't going to, and they ended up meeting in the middle a little bit. It's an interesting one. Anyway, let's carry it on. Okay, what I will say is, again, I'll put my cursor dead ahead, right? So that's where he's pointing right now. He does turn right there. See, just before he hits the brake. So he's now heading towards there. He does turn left again, though. Hold on, no, wait, he's gone left again. But then he goes right again. Oh, quite heavily right again. So now look where his car's facing now. But what I will say is, Matt kind of turns in, but then he's on the inside. I think once they've hit the brakes, Kai should be backing out. To be fair to Matt, he's also got the red proximity arrow flashing here because Grid Jokes is right there. So, like, but he's not really alongside. He's way less alongside than it looked like from Kai's POV. Way less alongside. Matt does turn in, look. Where's he going right now? He's literally... He's not planning to give Kai any room, and Kai does exist. Kai, as much as Matt doesn't think Kai should be there, he is there, and he does exist. If you turn in, you're guaranteeing that to happen.
Great. Absolutely got rammed by the Haas.
Vince does squeeze a bit. He definitely doesn't leave two cars with it, but he doesn't even know he has to because he'll only have one red proximity arrow, and Matt's barely alongside him. Let me see Vince's POV again. Look, only one. Look, see that? One is barely flickering. You see that? There, flickering. That's all he gets before he hits the brakes. So he thinks, oh, well, I'm pretty much clear here. And even here, it's still just flickering. This is really smart driving by Vince, actually. I think Vince has been flawless for all of this because although he's not left a whole car's width, at the turning point, they were nowhere. They weren't out braking him. They were nowhere. He's gone, well, I'll give you a little bit of room so that you can back out of that stupid move that you seem to be hovering a wing alongside my rear wheel for. But I'm not going to give you loads of room, and then ends up spinning.
Well done.
Having seen all POVs, which of course, at the time, nobody sees anyone else's POV, I think because Matt gets the red proximity arrow here, he can't really back out. If he backs out, Grid Joke's probably going to hit him, cause another incident. Matt's kind of almost forced to stay here a little bit. The other thing we'll say is Matt could have had a bit more battery to try and get clear of Kai, but he doesn't. And it just ends up a bit piggy in the middle. I don't think Matt... So then, does that mean we think Kai should have backed out? Kai was the most alongside of any of them.
Why is he driving into me?
Doesn't that break himself? I think if you have to blame somebody, it is Kai. 51-49 or something stupid. You know what I mean? Because the only reason we've come to that conclusion is because we've seen all POVs. We've analysed them very closely.
Why is he driving into
Live, I don't think I'm backing out of this. I'll do exactly what Kai did there. Don't outbrake yourself, but just brake early enough that you're okay. And then Matt, I would feel like Matt's turned in on me there. But then from Matt's POV, I go, well, I can't back out. I've got 2 people close behind me. I don't think anyone does anything wrong there. I don't think Grid Jokes is blameless here because Gwatz is also here. We've got 5 cars with about 2 tenths. I think if I'm Grid Jokes, I'm not burning battery here.
Oh my god.
So that then in turn forces Matt to not be able to back out. Oh, he does just get shoved onto the grass.
Oh.
And just goes too straight. I think his reactions are, other than maybe being too close here, but he's entitled to do that. Push on the grass. Nothing he can do, nothing he can do. Backs off, doesn't even get a warning, smart there. But now here, he should be sticking to the right-hand side of the track here. He should be driving here. For some reason, he just goes straight across the track, and that does give Matt 2-on-2 damage. I think that's a bad rejoin. I did see Gwatz's POV. Oh, my God. Actually, for this POV, it's really clear. It is just Kai bouncing into Matt.
3 wide, yeah, that's not going to go well, is it, mate?
It's 100% on Kai. What's he doing? 3 times he does it.
Get me in there, mate. Get me in there now.
No, that's just so stupid. Are you all right? Why? Why are you in here?
Get me in there, mate. Get me in there now.
And then yeets Grid Jokes.
Help! Help! Help me! Someone help me! Help!
Doesn't actually get him back. I mean, it's Creator Series. Have at it.
Get me in
But
there, mate.
so, get me in here. It's so dumb. This is the dumbest driver we see, but does nothing wrong. Well, I say that. He does actually push here, look. He's not being pressured by Car on the left. Other side for you guys. So he does now push into Grid Jokes on the right here and does push him onto the grass. So that's not great. And here just nudges into the back of him. Oh, pure luck there that he avoids all that. Then Grid Jokes just kind of telling him there. I don't think there's anything wrong. Okay, I want to move on with my life because that's been a long time. That's been a long old time analysing that, but that was the most interesting one. There was so many POVs to analyse. That was so close in all of them. It's so good. But anyway, that's what the clips we've got for you this week. There's been a ginormous debate afterwards, as there always is with Creator Series. So everyone's moaning, right? Boring race, boring race. Oh, what can we do? What can we do? Oh, they got a million one ideas, as they always have. I'm going to come back to the realistic performance. The top 8 of the grid, barring me, are all really against it. You can probably guess why. You could do more safety cars. All that does is mash this really spread out field back together again, and it spreads out again, then mash it together again, spread out again. It doesn't do anything. We have people moan about practice, right? So Kai, I say let slip. I genuinely think it was a bit of a misspeak. Kai basically said that he's been preparing all week for that Creator Series race, so it was annoying that the track got changed last minute, right? They all got annoyed at Kai, right? Oh, don't practice, don't sweat. Creator Series isn't for sweating. Did they all just miss the fact that we just changed the track to a track that Kai has not prepared on, and Kai had leader's pace and was fighting for the lead until he gave himself a 10-second penalty for speed in the pits? Practice didn't do anything. It doesn't do anything. They think it's this huge smoking gun. Oh, sweat. It's sweat. No. It's sweat that's ruining Creator Series. No, it's sweat. No, it's not sweat that's ruining Creator Series. It's not. They love to latch on to any reason they possibly can other than the issue is field spread, and the only way to fix field spread is to either get a load of people in there all the same level, which is not the right call because we want in good fun creators, not people at the same level necessarily. So the only other way is realistic performance cars. Creator Series actually had a poll on their YouTube. 80% of you guys were in favour of realistic performance cars being made permanent. We ran a poll last week, very similar results. I'm honestly a little bit baffled that they all seem to want to moan that races are sometimes boring, and they love to come up with a million different supposed solutions and debate it till the end of the earth when the solution is right there in front of you. Realistic performance. Creator Series needs it. It's the only way to close up the grid. Anything else is a workaround. This is a fix. So yeah, there we go. As always, we managed to waffle just enough to still make quite a long video, despite there not being many clips to review there. But as with Creator Series, as there always is, there's so much debate. And honestly, you should see the amount of debate that's going on behind the scenes in their Discord server. Thousands, and I'm not exaggerating, thousands of messages. There's probably about 100 to 200 every single day at the moment debating all this stuff. So it's a big talking point at the moment. So I'm glad to have it in public a bit more with you guys. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to drop a sub if you haven't already. And I will catch you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.